Good morning, good morning. Hey, family. Happy Wednesday to you. Wonderful Wednesday. Thank you for joining me on this 74th episode of Good Morning, Sabrina. How you doing, my sister? Hope you're doing well in Texas. What's the weather like there? We're supposed to get really good weather again today. Last couple of days it's been like springtime, just like beautiful. Just everybody's going, who's been going stir crazy, being locked up in the house and things of that nature. You go outside and the rays are beaming down and they're hitting you in the face. It feels so good. It's not too hot. It's just right. Good morning, Nikki. So today's supposed to be a wonderful day too, and I'm so thankful for it. Thank you for inviting your followers. Thank you for the hearts this morning, for the tap, tap, tap. Thank you for the love. Good morning, Facebook. How y'all doing today? So, today when I get through talking to you all, I'll be taking Kylia to her follow-up. So that's why I'm pretty much ready to go. Oh, she's still in there sleeping, so I got to throw her clothes on and hit that freeway. But I'm happy to be here. I got a couple hours sleep last night, but I kind of get up and I'm when I kind of, once I get moving, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So it's rainy, and foggy. Oh, you guys are getting all the cray that we had before. Birthday countdown, baby. Yes, ma'am. 53's knocking at the door. I mean, it's sitting there like, hello. But I'm excited about it. I always look forward to my birthday month. I always do. We used to, every day is a different adventure, and I kind of make it so because it's a privilege to see another day. That's right. To see another birthday is a privilege, and it's really special because my mommy is here with me to join and to see. And so all the sisters decided they're going to bring the birthday party to me this year because, it's hard for me to arrange to go out because we all of our birthdays, there's a group of sisters and we've been hanging tough. Some of us 47 years, 48 years. And some beautiful friendships that God has blessed me with. And so this is what we do. So one called yesterday. She said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring the party to you. So I'm loving that. Good morning, Marva. So that's what I'm excited about that. So that kind of takes some of the pressure off of me in doing things. I know year before last, baby and I went to New York and we just did, because he was born in Harlem. So just kind of did that thing and stayed in Philly and, visited my people. And so that was the first time I'd been home, been in Philly in a minute. So that was a beautiful celebration. And last year I was in D.C. And so I tried to do something, but around here, here, you'll be surprised how much there is to do right in your own backyard, especially if it's a place you've been more than 5 years. You kind of take it for granted. Some things that other people they'll fly into your city to do, because it's a big deal. And you're like, okay, I pass that on the freeway every day. So I challenge you to look in your own backyard. Yeah, God is so good. Look in your own backyard and find beautiful things that you just took advantage of. It's like, okay, this is pretty cool. You be time with them, especially if you got grown kids. Sometimes you need to reconnect because they're out doing their own thing and living their life. Sometimes you need to say, come on, you and mama looking for a ride. We're going to do this thing right here. Okay. Good morning, Amber. So I thank you for joining me this morning. I really do, for the Embrace TV's Word of the Day. Day 74. So this is not to take the place of your prayer time or your devotion. This is simply an exercise that we use in order to sharpen your perception skills, okay? We want to get into the habit of not panicking and being fearful. Mom and baby are doing fine. Both of them are asleep. I'm going to wake daughter up in a minute. I have to put her in the car because we have to go. So for her appointment. So you guys just keep her in prayer, please. Both, actually. My mama had a really good day. She actually woke up. She slept all day yesterday. She woke up for about an hour last night around 9:30. Went back to sleep. So she's doing a lot of sleeping, and her oxygen levels is diminishing. Yesterday, I found out, with the nurse. So that's interesting. But anyway, I digress. But thank you for asking, Sabrina. I appreciate it. So this is not to take the place of your prayer time. We want to get into the habit of remembering who God is, and He's always in charge no matter what comes our way. So we use words that we pull from the class. Please visit the Embrace formula on Facebook and see that getting low. So we want to share things on it. So I'll share the first thought I have. Sometimes the first thought might not be the most positive thought, and that's okay. We're human. But we don't want to get into the habit of staying into that negative thinking, stinking thinking. We just don't want to do that because it tends to fester. It tends to grow. It tends to, pull us and draw us in. And before you know it, days have passed, weeks have passed, and you're in this funk, and you don't understand why. Because you've allowed your thinking to go to a place where it shouldn't go. Keep your eyes on Him. Stay focused on Him. I don't care what's going on around you. Keep your eyes on Him. You won't sink. You won't sink. He won't let you. You want to always make sure you're in the mindset of, okay, God, what will you have me to learn? Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for following. You want to stay connected to Him in such a way that no matter what happens or whatever, what throws your way, excuse me, you don't stay in that place of woe. Okay? You don't want to stay in that. You don't want to stay in that. God allows certain things sometimes. Yeah, you keep your eyes on the prize, and He is the prize. Keep your eye on Him. So we're going to pull the word, and what happens is sometimes the word isn't that positive, but we want to try to change our perception. This is about perception changing. So how can I flip that thing? How can I put it back over here on a more happier note? Okay, how can I switch this thing where I'm into the mindset of God's got this, God's got me, and nothing takes Him by surprise? How can I keep myself in that mind frame? That's what you want to do. I don't care what comes your way. So that is the purpose of the exercise. I hope it's helping you. Like I said, those of you who have been here for the majority of the 74 days, I've committed to 365 no matter what. So we go see. We go see what we go see, y'all. It so far is working. Okay, so our word is trust. Trust is our word. Now, that can be seen, I don't know, depends on what's going on in your life and what you have experienced. This can be a positive word. This can be a negative word. It depends on how you want to look at it and what your experience is. Trust can be, one of those things that, trust has been broken. Trust is a very fragile thing. Trust, I know for me, once you break that thing, baby, Lord Jesus, help you. It's almost impossible. It's not impossible, but it's almost impossible to get that thing back with me. I'm a very black and white person. You will know that about me the more you're with me. I've had to pray on that. I don't do well in gray. I do, other than wearing it, I do not do well in gray. Once you done told your draws with me, and with me it takes a lot, because I tend to, that benefit of doubt, well, they didn't really mean it. And that's really how I get kicked in the gut so much, because I'm always, you know what I'm saying? Trust ye the Lord. That's right. That's the only one you can trust, Sabrina. So people, even unintentionally, they tend to break that trust. But it's still, even if you know their intent wasn't really, it's still kind of, I'm in the mindset of, what's Mama Maya say? Mama Maya say, when people show you who they are, believe them. And I tend to really live by that. Because baby, you done messed up show and told me who you are. I have learned. This wasn't a lesson I learned early, because I had to get kicked in the gut plenty of times. But baby, woe to you who know the 53-year-old as opposed to the 35-year-old or the 25-year-old. Because this chick right here, I'm like, is that right? Okay, well, you ain't really going to get a chance to do that. Not with me. And I just tend to, it's like I trust you, but once it's broken, it's not a good thing. I kind of will handle you with a long handled spoon. So because I have learned that people, like I said, even unintentionally, can break that trust. But there is one who you can trust. So I said we can look at it on a positive note. God is trustworthy. God is trustworthy with our secrets. He is trustworthy with our affairs. He's trustworthy with things, with our dreams. It's not a comeback, but what I am learning and what I have been taught, and it's a hard lesson, that you don't necessarily trust man to the point where you put everything in, because men will fail you. Man will fail you. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily be intentionally all the time. It does, people make mistakes, and unfortunately there's some repercussions there, because it is what it is. Whether you did it intentionally or not, it still hurts. So, hello, my brother. Thank you for joining. Seen you in a minute. These are this is our word of the day. Trust. God is trustworthy. He number one, like people do. Number two, people do. Also, oh Jesus, and he's always on. Yes, that's exactly what Serena said. And now you know, bruh. Now you know. I wish I could say it. What was that? Oh, that's your first name. I get it right. I never read. Don't you know that's why you my brother? You're going to have to spell it out for me so that I can. And thank you. Hey, thank you, Nikki. You're going to spell it out for me so in a way like I can like read it slowly and then say it and memorize it. If you don't mind, please. I appreciate it. Because I want to say it right at least one time in my life. So God is trustworthy. I have learned that He is beyond a best friend, with my secrets. And I know, okay, you spelled it out in big letters, but okay, Mutinosa. I know that wasn't right. Like for instance, put I, me, in, like I-M-E, spell it out the way it sounds is what I'm saying. Yeah, what it sounds. Yeah, that'll help me. That'll help me. Because that is one of my struggles when it comes to words more than 7 or 8 letters. You can't, okay, here we go. You can't trust me to pronounce it right. How about that? So, yeah, but I'm thankful to God. Well, I need Him to tell me it's closed. I'm not sure. I think I messed up again. And so I know for a fact that there are things in my life that without trust, just like love you, ain't nothing, and you're absolutely going nowhere. That's the doggone truth. That is the truth. That is the truth. I thank God that I can trust Him with my secrets. Because where would I hear everybody knew thing off D Mac? Now, that's something I share because I fear it would help someone else. God has taught me better, and I'm doing better, and I learned from myself. So you don't want to see somebody else make the same mistakes. And what they do with the the knowledge or that you give them, that kind of thing, you can't really blame them for that. But I have learned that the more I trust Him, better off I am. When I trust what His words say, even when I'm like, well, I don't know how to apply here, but when I trust what His word tells me to do in situations, when I trust, when the Holy Spirit gives me, the thought to do something, handle something a certain way, and it's not naturally my nature to do that, I have to trust that the Holy Spirit is not going to lead me wrong. Good morning. Thank you for joining. When I want to react one way to something, when I want to say a certain something, a certain way to somebody who did me wrong or who illed me or something like that, I have to trust that my way is not the right way all the time, just because it's how I feel. I trust that God has set the example for me. Yeah, discern before I trust. Yeah, with people you have to, but with God, it's a given. It's a given to trust him. You know, trust and obey is an old hymn, you know, and that's what I have learned to do, to trust and obey, because I found out that even when the situation looks a certain way to me, this is what God said do in this situation. So you do it, whether it makes sense to you or not, because you're not going to pan out. It's not going to pan out the way you want it if you trust on your own understand, lean into your own understanding, and try to do that thing from a carnal mindset. God's way is perfect. And so, you know, this whole faith thing, this whole trust thing is a learning process. But it gets easier the more we commit to it and the more we apply his word to our daily living. You know, we have to trust that he has set out a plan for us. He has set out the do's and the don'ts. We don't have to do a lot of staying up at night and thinking about stuff, people. You know, we're not supposed to worry anyway. So, you know, that goes back to you staying in your word and staying close to him. How can you learn of him if you don't read the book and the instructions that he left for us? You learn of his ways and you trust that he knows what he's doing. You know, that's really what it's all about in the first place. You know, trusting him. We say we believe in him, and we believe. So then we should believe who he is. And if we believe who he is, we have to trust that he knows what he's doing. And every day we are given opportunities to practice that and to show the world that we really are who we are. We are Christians. We are Christ-like. And so we have to trust his ways and trust what he says. And I used to trust easily. It hurt me too. But you know what, Sabrina? We all have experienced that, you know, but we cannot allow, and I'm speaking to myself because I have really like close relatives. Well, you know, one in particular who I never thought, you know, I would look around and it's like, where are you at? In times like these, you know, experiencing what we're experiencing with, you know, mom, where are you? How do you just drop off the face of the earth and just like she's not here? So that it's hurting process because I trusted that, you know, I know things change, people change, seasons change, I understand that, but to just make a conscious decision to just disappear, I didn't understand that. So there was a trust thing. I trusted that life, certain things would be until I left this earth. You know, some things you take for granted. It's a given. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I mean, I'm assuming, you know, because we have this relationship and by blood that this is the way it's going to be. And that's not always the case. So that trust can be broken and you have to figure out what you are going to do with that. Are you going to just let that tear you down? Are you going to just stop trusting everybody and get into that hard, cold shell? And then you turn it grows and festers into the point where you're not trusting God for what he said he would do for you. He would take care of you. He would never leave you. He will never forsake you just because some person did. So it's dangerous. You can't, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about family too. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. And you cannot, and maybe they were removed for a reason. You know, for me, that was a hard concept, but I got it. You know, because in my mind, you know, I laugh and joke and say, I'm off your mind. You know, I got you look to the right, to the left, they holding you up. That blood ain't got nothing to do with it. Trust. Like them sisters, I say, they call me, and then she had to come and bring it to me because we know that. Because how can we all go somewhere? They be the one that come and stay mom somewhere. Well, how you gonna do that if we all going together? Oh, I got an idea. So you know that's family, and ain't none of us related, but we've been hanging tough for 40-something years, all of us. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to realize, you know, some people they go and they leave for a reason, and maybe, you know, you might want to look at that as a save. Thank you. So, again, trust him for what he's doing. Trust him for what he's doing, because otherwise that person might still be in my life just toxic. Just sitting around being toxic. That's what they do. And so he saved me from something. Yeah, it was a hard pill to swallow because that's family. Come on. But they chose to get up, pack up, and bounce. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? So, okay, God, I trust you. This looks real odd to me. This is not how I plan life, but I don't have a choice. So guess what I'm gonna do? I trust you know what you're doing. I'm gonna trust you know what you're doing. You allowed it for a reason. I'm not gonna sit here and have a pity party about it. Thank you for the 8 that you blessed me with, and keep moving. I say there are moments, if I allow myself, that I might get sad about it. I pull myself real quick, because I trust him. And life has been pretty wonderful, I have to admit. So that's my advice to you. I mean, especially when it comes to the family thing, sit down and talk to the Lord about that. And ask him to make that clear to you. Ask him, trust that he will help you through that process, because it is a process. That's a hard to swallow. So I understand exactly what you're saying, Sabrina. I understand. I totally trust me. I understand. But God is faithful. God is fake. You like me once. You like me once. I'm not okay. You got to tell me what that means, honey. But just trust him. Trust him all day. Trust him every day. Trust him all the time. Because he cannot fail. He cannot fail. It's like walking that frail bridge. You don't know if it's going to give way. I don't know if I want to walk. You see, sometimes there's those movies, usually when they're in the jungle or something, there's that little rickety bridge, and the only way to get away is to go across the bridge, kind of thing. And it's like, you don't know if you trust it or not. Maybe not, but God, you can trust. He's not a rickety bridge. He's very consistent. He's sturdy. He never trusts. You know what I'm saying? Whoever he's consistent. He cannot fail. So my advice to you is to trust what he says. Learn to trust him. If that's not where you are right now, say I have trouble. That's okay. Get in the process of trusting him. Start practicing trusting him. Talk to him and tell him your intentions. And I'm telling you guys, life would be so much easier. And it takes the weight off of you. Because when you're not trusting him, you're always trying to sit somewhere and figure it out. You're taking that burden on of trying to be ever knowing. That's not who you are. That's not who you were even created to be. He is ever knowing. He is all knowing. He is almighty, not you. So you trust him. Trust him. Can't emphasize that enough. Trust him, not man. Because, if people fail, they fail. You forgive them and you move on. Because trust me, you done broke the trust with somebody too, knowingly or not. Once I trust you to hurt you, I forgive, but trust issues. And we all do. And that's why I say trust him. And then you don't put so much emphasis on other people. You see what I'm saying, Brina? Then you don't put that much trust in them. And you got to live this life knowing. One thing you got to know is trust him and get out of your own way when you do it. Thank you, Nikki. Exactly. You got to get yourself up out of that. Get yourself up out of it. And I guarantee you done hurt somebody too. So, whether you know it or not. And so you have to realize humans are humans. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to screw up. That's what we do, unfortunately. Forgive them and keep it moving. Isn't that what you would want somebody to do for you? Just let it go. Just let it go. Especially if you are sorry for it, if you didn't do it intentionally. So treat others the way, get into that mindset. Maybe that'll help. If you think about how much God forgives you, you mess up every day. And he wakes you up. He gives you mercy every day. Every day. So you might have to revisit that forgiveness thing. Because that forgiveness thing is a big part of the trust thing. They kind of go hand in hand. It's hard not to, yeah, 4 or 5 times a day. That's right, Nikki. Nikki said. Nikki know what I'm saying. So you have to just, maybe work on that forgiveness thing, because if you forgive them, it gets a little easier. You don't have to break bread with them every day. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be that kind of party, but move beyond the part of, I just don't trust them. Okay, it is what it is. Maybe don't put yourself in a situation where, that can happen again. But you don't want to just sit in that and harbor that thing, because it's obviously affecting you more than it's affecting them. They probably even know they broke the trust. They probably have no clue. Usually that's the way it go down. They don't even know. They don't even know if they offended you. So you might want to work on that part of it, okay? Because you don't want that thing to mess you up to the point where you just can't trust anybody. That would be a sad way to live. It would be a sad way to live. And trust me, I'm speaking from experience. I had trust issues when my father first got killed, because, the world that I knew it was totally different. Auntie this and auntie that. And then, then going to the courthouse, when the trial started, and these people, older people too, at the time, 60, 70, 80 years old, getting up on the stand. It's like, okay, what are you talking about? You weren't even there. Just, huh? Yeah. So the life will throw you some blows, and you start not trusting. So I get that. I get it. But forgiveness will help, if not heal. Okay. So that's my little advice on that. And if I'm wrong and anybody got anything to add to that, y'all go right ahead. But I think that's a good place to start, Sabrina. I really do. I really do. Because it helped me. Once you let it go and forgive, that trust thing, you're not walking around just dragging it on your back. Yeah, I'm not telling you to forget. Ain't nobody telling you to forget. I mean, is that even possible? When you've been hurt, you've been hurt. You don't forget to the point where you just don't put yourself in that situation again. But I'm just saying that as far as the trusting thing, I'm gonna trust you. If not, okay, try this. I'm gonna trust you to be human. Okay, I mean, even if you start there, I'm gonna trust you to be human, which means I'm gonna accept the fact that you're gonna flaw, you're gonna mess up. I expect that. You get to the point where you kind of expect it. Not saying it's a bad thing, but just don't expect people to be perfect. Don't expect them to fit in your little square. Don't expect them to, because they're human. The only one you can trust to be the same every day, every night, 24/7. 10 years from now, 100 years from now, 1,000,000 years from now, is God himself. That's the only thing you can trust, that God gonna be God. That's it. You can't even trust yourself. Stop playing. And that's another Geraldo show. You can't even trust yourself. I ain't gonna eat them chips over there, bag empty by 10 in the morning. I ain't gonna look at Atlanta Housewives. TV on. Record. Come on now. So stop playing. I gotta get out of here, y'all. This girl got this appointment. I gotta throw her clone, throw her in the car, and I'm out. Y'all say a prayer for Miss Kylia do the bug. Kylia Bugalee. That's what we call it. Kylia Bugalee. I love you guys. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for staying with me here on this episode. Thank you for coming in. Somebody, please, all my replay viewers, I thank you for hanging. I thank you for coming back and catching the replays. I see you. I see your names when I go back and look at the broadcast myself. And I like to learn. Just make sure that there's something if there's something I can add or anything you guys would like to talk about. I'll be starting a new broadcast next week for caregivers, so I'm excited about that. But I'll go ahead and sign off. I thank you for joining me. Thank you for the hearts. And last chance to swipe and invite your followers. I thank you for that. I will be here, Lord say the same, 7 o'clock, praying for, thank you. I'm praying for you too. Lolis, I see her, people coming in. Thank you, my darling. Thank you for retweeting and the hearts, and thank you for sharing, everybody. I really appreciate you. So I'm going to go ahead and get off so I can get Kylia ready. I'm not sure how many minutes I have left. I probably got about 15, 20 minutes to get her ready. So I encourage you to embrace your life and embrace your purpose. Cherish your time and trust today. Trust God today to do what he says he'll do. Trust that he is. She's doing great. She's in there asleep. Thank you for asking. Yes, she's doing great. And she was asleep all day yesterday, and She woke up a little bit last night for an hour. So yeah, she said, I'm going to take my daughter to her follow-up appointment and then come back. So hopefully the nurses will be in time. But thank you for asking. I appreciate you. Y'all just warm my heart. I tell you. Well, to God be the glory, sis. To God be the glory. I love this time of the morning. Sorry, I got to cut it a little short. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I sure will. Let me see. I like that pushing. Who's it? Who's it? It wasn't Kurt. Pushing. Pray until something happens. That's what they said. Push stands for. Pray. So I'm gonna keep praying until something happens. That's the truth. That is the show enough truth. All right, y'all. I think I finished my exit, which is God woke you up this morning. Yeah, giving you another chance to get it right. I'm gonna get it right, and I'm gonna learn to trust a little bit more. Sabrina, come on, sis. We got this. We gonna work on this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a song. Late '90s. Look up. It wasn't Hezekiah. What's my other boy? John P. Key. I think it was John P. Key. Because I think it was before Kurt Carr and all them, the New Bloods came out, which ain't New Bloods no more. I get lost in, I want to say late Thursday. I'll look it up, Nikki, and I'll let you know next time we in the chat. But yeah, because people had T-shirts and everything. But PUSH is pray until something happens. Yeah, cool. That's a cool acronym. I wish I came up with that. I wish I could take credit for that one, but I can't. Can't take credit for that one. Because you know I'm the acronym queen. I love me a good acronym, honey. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, that's like fear. Face everything and rise. That's right. And then there was another one that you could either do that or you could do the opposite, which was something, everything, and run. Yeah, so that was the choice. I can't remember what that one was too. Somebody posted. In fact, just last week, I think I saw somebody post that one again. That's another oldie but goodie. I've been around for a long time, y'all. I'm starting to see that half a century thing make sense to me. It's like, really? Anywho, I digress. I gotta go. I love y'all. Be blessed today. Be blessed. Be blessed. Be blessed. Trust him, y'all. Trust him. Trust him.